Losing $840 trading NVDA today. What's going on, guys? Welcome on into the video. We've got these two at the top, which is kind of the same trade, but I'll talk about how it was two trades. And then I'll make a separate recap on the TJX trade that lost us like $1,200 or $1,300, something like that. That'll be the next recap. Stay tuned for that. So decently red day, although that was a swing that I had entered a couple of days ago that I just didn't like, and I did take it off earlier than where the stop loss was. But again, stay tuned for that video and I'll explain more about it. So what's going on here? This trade, the NVIDIA trades, were taken in a $200,000 account. Both trades, yes. So really not a big risk, less than 1%, and then a tiny percent gain. So let's explain why, where we went wrong potentially, and where we went right, and the thought process here. So pretty decent red day in the market, which I will dive into the overall charts in just a second here because I think it's worthwhile mentioning. So we have a push down. We're getting down here, and I go, whoa, yo. I like this little consolidation, break down to low a day. Let's play. I'm in for it. That's pretty much my strategy. And then the way that I kind of backed into it was, can I see on the bigger time frames this being a zone? Like this, is this a zone I want to be trading in, or is it not a zone I want to be trading in? So I zoom out on NVIDIA and I go, oh, yo, because we were down here, right? Down at like 101, 102. I see like, yo, down into like the upper 90s. Like this is a zone that I definitely want to, I love trading in these zones, and it's a very good probability, or a better probability, I should say. Not that this one is guaranteed to be better than the other one, but it's a good probability in general when I trade in zones like this with momentum. So we got the downtrend, like all that great stuff, right? We're looking good, playing with the short side, playing with the market momentum. NVIDIA is looking like it wants to break down. At the time, here's the S&P. It also was giving us a little bit of a bear flag set up, and it had yet to break, but it was looking pretty weak. So I go, okay, here we go. We got the trade. Like we got the setup. We're looking for it. We got it. We're good. We're looking good. Now I go into NVIDIA, and I initially enter this trade, and I get kind of fooled. So I get in as we make that push to low of day right here. And then what ends up happening was I put my stop loss over the breaking candle. So that was right here. And see how we got those two little wicks? We get wicked out of that trade. So just barely we get wicked out of the trade. Nothing crazy, but we get wicked out of the trade. Then it eventually comes back, and I go, okay. So that was the loss of 1,300. That was this loss right here, the 1280. Okay. Then I see this thing, and I said, okay, you know, whatever. I'm watching it in the back corner of my eye, and I see the S&P, and I'll pull the S&P out, and I see the S&P, and I see the S&P do this. I see the S&P starting to break down, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. So it gets me thinking, okay, if NVIDIA is to break down under these lows, I will play the trade again. Because looking back, I put my stop loss breaking candle high, and it got nipped out. I could have put my stop loss above the top of the consolidation high, which looking back would have worked. Like that would have stayed in, and we would have gotten a nice move. It just so happens that I put my stop loss there. I was like, yeah, let's keep it tight. You know, there's reasons why. Let's keep it tight. I don't want to risk too much. I want to play it safe. It's a day trade. You know, I don't take too many day trades very often unless we have momentum like this, which is clean, clear. And this is one of those trades, man, where it just sucks ass that we lose money on it because we got the move we were looking for. Still in a downtrend, broke the low, got the momentum. We were looking for that momentum. That's what I wanted. We got the momentum, and yet we lost on the trade because we originally had the trade. We get stopped out on the first one. We re-enter, so it gets going, and now where's my target? So if I put this in, if I map this in, okay, my target at this time was my stop loss above there was about a 2-to-1 risk reward, okay, which was just, actually, no, it wasn't even 2-to-1. My target was down around 100.25, so 125. We end up getting down to a low of 145, so literally 20 cents away, and then it reverses. But at this point in time, I'm not going to lose fully on the position, so I move my stop loss to break even. This is on the second trade. I move my stop loss to break even. Now we start to kind of do this. I'm like, oh, maybe it's looking pretty good. And then boom, we get sucked right back up. We're making a push back to highs. And before that candle could hit me out for a break even, I said, fuck it. I am going to cut it off. And that's when I cut it off for at least salvaging something because it would have been a full break even, which would have meant this was going to be a trade that lost $1,300 or $1,280, but now it lost, what is that, $840 instead. So I saved my ass a little bit, nothing crazy, but that's why the trade loses $840 in total versus what it likely would have been to $1,300. Or realistically, going back in time, had I left my stop loss above, or had I put my stop loss above the consolidation highs, it wouldn't have hit. This would have rolled over, and then what would have happened was I would have moved my stop loss to break even. We would have missed by 20 cents. It would have come back up, break even stop, and I would have literally just had a break even trade. So this is what it is. Now looking back, I go to the S&P as I was mentioning before, and it's tough. It's a tough scene, man, because even if I played low of day break, you mark this off and you go breaking candle. I mean, we got a 2-to-1. So, I mean, the move was there. It sucks because the move was absolutely there. We were looking for this momentum. We got it on NVIDIA. We got it on this. We go to like any stock. I mean, I go to Tesla. I mean, look at the drilling on that, right? We had it there. You could have picked AMD. Now, it wasn't as clean of a setup, but you had momentum. The momentum was there across the board, and unfortunately, there's the way that works. Just didn't pan out. Just didn't make any money on it. Didn't capitalize. The NASDAQ, huge move. The momentum was there. Eyes are in the right spot. Just didn't work the way that I was looking for it. The execution was off. That's on me. And sometimes it happens. But you manage your risk. You lose less, and hopefully you put yourself in a better position over the course of months and years. Or I should say weeks and months. Months and years is a long time. Weeks and months is probably better time frame. So that's that. Hope that was helpful. I'll leave a link below to TradeZilla where I track everything below. The month so far, not off to a great start, about halfway in. I will caution you by saying we're on a $200,000 account, or we're trading with $200,000 accounts now. More than that, actually. These trades were not copied because I was not going to try to enter these trades all at the same time on a 5-minute time frame. So I did not get a chance to execute the orders on the other smaller accounts, really just because I just didn't have enough time. And the trade copier still in the works. Hopefully we'll get that locked away soon, but it's still being, I don't know. They're still working on it for Trade Locker. It's not working properly, so they're still working on it. That's the recap. But yeah, so do the math on that. That's like, say you're down $7,000, but you're trading with an average account size of $100 or $225,000. It's not that large of a down, percentage. It's not like, oh, I'm down 10%. Like, no, it's not even remotely close to that. So if I was down 20K, then we can be like, oh shit, this guy's fucked. But we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there this month. Who knows? I doubt it, but it's possible. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.